Hello and welcome. Look, if you think you know what fireworks are, I want you to just get ready to see them in a totally new light. We are going way beyond the usual travel guides here to really explore the soul of Japan's most incredible summer tradition, Hanabi. This is your key to experiencing it not like a tourist, but like a real insider.
So let's just start with that word Hanabi. It literally translates to fire flower. Now that's not just some pretty poetry, it's an entire philosophy. You see, while Western fireworks are often about big, loud celebrations, Hanabi is treated as a true art form. It's this perfect, fleeting flower that blooms for just a moment in the night sky, kind of like a cherry blossom. It's all about appreciating that transient beauty, and that single idea changes everything.
So the first thing you have to understand about Hanabi is Takumi, which is the spirit of the artisan. The master craftsmen, the Hanabishi, they dedicate their entire lives to creating these perfect spheres of light. And what's just mind-blowing is that many of them work without detailed blueprints. It's all based on intuition and skills that have been passed down for generations. It's this incredible, hands-on craft that perfectly captures Japan's legendary quest for perfection.
Okay, next up is Inori, which simply means prayer. A lot of Japan's most famous Hanabi displays, they aren't just for entertainment. They are deeply spiritual, really communal events. They might be a memorial for people lost in war, or a prayer for recovery after a big earthquake, or just a collective wish for peace. So when you're standing there watching, you're not just a spectator. You're actually part of this huge, shared community prayer being written across the sky.
And this all ties perfectly into our final concept, mano no aware. This is such a core part of the Japanese aesthetic. It's this gentle, profound appreciation for the beauty of things because they don't last. A firework blooms for a split second, and then it's gone forever. And that fleeting nature, it doesn't make it sad. It's what makes it so incredibly beautiful. You know, once you get this, it totally changes how you see the entire show.
So now that we have that foundation, you can see that choosing a festival isn't just about picking a spot on a map, right? It's about choosing which story you want to be a part of. So let's dive into 3 of the absolute titans of the Hanabi world, because each one offers a completely different story.
First up, for all the purists and art lovers out there, we have Omagari in Akita Prefecture. And let me be clear, this is not just a festival. It is the single most prestigious fireworks competition in all of Japan. You gotta think of it as the Olympics of Hanabi, where the greatest artisans in the country compete for the Prime Minister's prize.
At Omagari, you're not just watching fireworks, you're basically a critic watching high art be judged in real time. You'll even see something totally unique called daytime fireworks, where they actually paint the blue sky with colored smoke. It's incredible. But here's the absolute game changer, the pro tip. The logistics are a nightmare. Don't even think about trying to book a local hotel. The winning strategy, trust me, is to book a round-trip bus tour that includes a reserved seat from a bigger city like Akita. It solves every single problem.
And just to understand why that bus tour is so critical, get this. A tiny town of about 70,000 people suddenly swells to over 700,000 for just one night. That is 10 times its normal population. Without a bulletproof plan, you're going to spend your whole night fighting crowds instead of appreciating the art. Planning is absolutely everything here.
All right, let's switch gears. We're going to go from pure technical perfection to pure raw emotion. If Omagari is the mind of Hanabi, then Nagaoka is its heart. This is a 2-hour epic story of remembrance, of resilience, and of incredible hope.
You see, this whole festival started as a way to commemorate the souls lost during the World War II bombing raids on the city. So every single firework that goes up is a prayer for peace. It's a deeply moving experience, but it's followed by a massive logistical challenge. 1 million people all trying to leave at once. This is where you have to master the art of the exit. You've got 2 choices. Either you slip out right before the grand finale, or you just sit back, relax for an hour, and let the biggest wave of people get out of your way.
And if you want to see the soul of Nagaoka in a single image, this is it, the Phoenix firework. It was created to pray for recovery after a huge earthquake, and it stretches 2 kilometers. That's over a mile across the river. It's this breathtaking symbol of rebirth, all set to music, and I'm telling you, there are very few dry eyes in the crowd when this goes up. This scale is just impossible to describe.
Okay, our third destination offers an experience that is just visceral. It's powerful, it's physical. Welcome to Suwa in Nagano, where the sound of the fireworks is every bit as important as the light.
So Lake Suwa is completely surrounded by mountains, which creates this amazing natural acoustic stadium. The sound of the explosion smashes against the mountains, and then it echoes back as this physical shockwave that you literally feel deep in your chest. The pro tip here is all about choosing your own adventure. If you want that raw, physical impact, you've got to get a ticket right down by the lake. If you'd rather have a grand, panoramic view of the whole light and sound show, find a spot on the opposite shore.
And just to give you a sense of the sheer intensity we're talking about, they launch around 40,000 shells over the lake. This isn't just a fireworks show, it's a full-body sensory overload in the best possible way. The sheer volume and the frantic pace are just designed to be completely overwhelming.
So you're inspired, I get it. But here's the deal. Inspiration without a plan can lead to a really frustrating, miserable experience. This section, this is your key. This is how you turn that inspiration into a perfect, seamless, and totally unforgettable night.
So, how do you absolutely guarantee you have a perfect night? Easy. You just follow these 5 golden rules. Rule number 1, book early. And I mean at least 6 months out. Seriously. 2, stay smart. Use that hub city strategy we talked about. 3, and this one is so important, buy the ticket for a reserved seat. It is not a luxury, it is your one and only guarantee for a sublime view without any of the stress. And finally, master your logistics. Know your route to the venue and, more importantly, plan your escape route before the very first firework lights up the sky.
And here is a super quick list of things that will make your night so much better. A poncho, because umbrellas are a big no-no in crowded seating areas. A portable battery pack, because your phone is gonna die, I promise. Cash for all the amazing street food. And this is a big one, a garbage bag. The rule is simple. You pack out everything that you pack in. It's a fundamental sign of respect.
Okay, we've covered the art, the stories, the master plan, but let's just bring it back for a second to what this experience is really all about. It's about looking up at the sky and seeing something so much more profound than just a bunch of chemical reactions. Because when you understand the Takumi, the Inori, and the Mono no Aware behind every single one of those bursts of light, you're not just a tourist watching a show anymore. You become an active participant. You're sharing in the community's prayer. You're appreciating the artisan's lifelong dedication. And you're feeling that beautiful ache of a perfect, fleeting moment. You actually become part of the story itself.
So, what is it going to be? Are you drawn to the fierce, artistic competition of Omagari, the deep, emotional symphony of remembrance in Nagaoka, or the raw, thunderous sensory power of Suwa? Each one is a totally different narrative, a different soul. The only question left is, which story will you choose to see written in the sky?